Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Welcome back to another video. The last custom settings video that I made for the XM3 headphones is still quite popular today, which is amazing because that video was made in 2018. But recently, the Sony Headphones Connect app went through a few changes. It's got a new interface, some new features as well. So I thought it makes a lot of sense for me to make a new custom settings video for the XM3s. So we're gonna jump right into it. First, I'll need you to connect your headphones to your phone and call up the Sony Headphones Connect app. Then wear your headphones. I'm gonna call up the app over here. So as you can see, in this new interface, instead of having all the settings in a single scrollable page, you now have them all separated very neatly into tabs. You have a tab for status settings, a tab for sound settings, and a tab for system settings. Okay, let's quickly jump back into the status settings. In this tab, you can do things like control your music and volume, but more than that, it allows you to perform settings for adaptive sound control, which is this feature that automatically switches between different levels of ambient sound pass-through depending on number 1, your actions, and number 2, your location. Let's go into adaptive sound control and switch adaptive sound control on. Here you see there are two different types of adaptive sound control: automatic switching based on actions and automatic switching based on location. First, let's talk about automatic switching based on actions. Right beside detection of actions, you'll see a settings key. Tap on the settings key and you'll see that there are 4 different types of actions that you can program a specific level of ambient sound pass-through to. So for example, when you're staying in one spot, you can enjoy full noise cancellation, but when you start walking, then it changes to ambient sound pass-through level 12. And when you're running, it gives you ambient sound level 20, the maximum level of ambient sound. And when you're on public transport, it automatically switches to full noise cancellation again. Now, this is entirely customizable. So let's just go into how I would customize it personally. Staying. Now, when I'm staying in one spot, I always prefer to have full noise cancellation. So I'm not going to do anything here because by default, it's already set to full ANC. Let's move on to walking. Now, for walking, the default ambient sound level 12 is often good enough, as in it is good enough for picking up things like footsteps and cars and motorcycles driving by, that kind of thing. But if you are living in an area where you've got a lot of electric vehicles like e-scooters, e-bikes, and electric cars, then you might want to push up ambient sound level to level 20 because these vehicles are often so quiet that they have to be approaching you very closely before you can even hear them, and that can be quite dangerous. So you might want to push it up to level 20 so that you can hear these vehicles. Otherwise, ambient sound level 12 is often good enough. Now, focus on voice. What is focus on voice? When you check this box, you are basically telling the headphones to focus on the voices around you. This is useful if you're walking on a busy street and not everybody walks at the same speed, right? Some people walk faster, some people walk slower, people like me, people with short legs. So if you're somebody who walks slower like me, then activating focus on voice might be a great idea because this allows you to hear if anybody is trying to move past you and is asking you to move aside. But I recommend that you activate focus on voice only in places where you don't expect to encounter many vehicles, because focus on voice will also reduce the level of ambient sound pass-through from everything else, including vehicles like cars, motorcycles, bicycles, and e-scooters. So if you want regular ambient sound pass-through, which is basically for most situations, I suggest leaving focus on voice switched off. This very same line of thinking can also be applied to the running action, which by default has ambient sound pass-through set to level 20. I think the default level 20 is appropriate because when you're running, you are moving at a faster speed. And when you're moving at a faster speed, approaching vehicles will have less time to react. So it's always best to leave it at ambient sound level 20 so that you can hear these approaching vehicles way before they even get close. Let's move on to public transport now. By default, the public transport setting is set to maximum noise cancelling, but if you're like me and you have the habit of missing your stop because you can't really hear the train announcement, then I suggest pushing the bar up to ambient sound level 1, then selecting focus on voice, because now you'll be able to hear the train announcement. Let's go back to staying. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you can select the time it takes until the setting switches to stopped. There are two options: long, which means that there is a lag time before the headphone switches to full noise cancellation after you stopped. And there's short, which is the default setting. I prefer short because I want my headphones to be super responsive. So when I stop moving, say at the traffic light, I want full noise cancellation to be activated. So I just like the idea of my headphones being extra responsive. So I'm just going to leave this at stopped. Now tap on done and activate detection of actions so that all the settings that we've done before will kick in. Now let's talk about automatic switching based on location. This is basically location-based adaptive sound control. It lets you set a specific ambient sound level based on the locations that you frequent. So if you often go to the shopping mall, you can set a specific ambient sound level for that shopping mall so that when you step into the mall, it automatically kicks in. And it does this using Google Maps API, so it's pretty accurate. Now, there are two ways you can do this. You can activate learning of locations you frequent. This lets the app learn the locations that you frequent and populate a list of these locations so that you can set a specific ambient sound level to these locations. But if you don't want that because you want to do it in a more straightforward way, you can simply tap on register from map. So by tapping on this button, it calls up a map and you can simply pick the locations that you want and set a specific ambient sound level to these locations. It's much more straightforward. Of course, for reasons of privacy, I'm not going to tap on this button. Let's go on to sound settings. Ambient sound control is basically Sony's fancy term for active noise cancellation. So if you switch ambient sound control off, noise cancellation is switched off. If you switch it back on, noise cancellation is switched back on. And as before, there is a bar and you can set how much ambient sound pass-through you want. This is if you don't already use adaptive sound control. So if you switch adaptive sound control off, then this bar becomes a lot more relevant to you. It's because it gives you a measure of control over the level of ambient sound pass-through or noise cancelling that you want. I've already talked about focus on voice, so let's move on to the noise cancelling optimizer. Now, some people might feel that the XM3 headphones have too much noise cancelling, as in there is a bit of pressure on their eardrums when they use these headphones. If that is you, then you need to start this optimization process because this process will help to optimize the headphones noise cancelling to suit your environment's atmospheric pressure and the physical characteristics of your ears. This is going to help to relieve the pressure on your ears. Moving on, sound position control. Now this is something that I haven't really used before because I haven't been able to find a situation in which I needed to use this. Okay, so what is it? It basically gets your audio to come from different directions. So say when you're playing music, you can get your music to come from the rear left, come from the rear right, or front left, front right, or in front of you. I'm willing to bet that this is not going to be something that you'll be using on a daily basis, except in very specific situations. Maybe there's something coming from that direction that you have to pay attention to while listening to your music. So you get the music to shift to your rear left so that you can hear both sides. But other than that, I don't think so. So I'm just gonna leave it switched off. Moving on, surround VPT. This is basically an audio visualizer. It's to get your music to sound more, more concert-like there's surround sound or something, but it's not really surround sound. It's more like it's expanding the audio so that it sounds more spacious. And there are various settings you can play with. There's a concert hall setting, a stage setting, a club, arena setting. So far, I always prefer to listen to the more faithful reproduction of my music, so most of the time this is switched off, but in certain situations, the arena setting sounds pretty nice. Okay, let's switch this back off. Moving on, the graphic equalizer. Now, I'm not going to go into so much detail about the graphic equalizer because I've made an entire video about this topic. If you want to watch that video, click on this link over here. This video will help to show you how to create your own custom EQ setting. But if you don't want to go through this process, you want to take a shortcut, you can simply select any one of these presets. And some of them do sound pretty good. You can select the bass boost if you want more bass, or you can select excited, which is one of my favorite EQ presets so far. But of course, there's always the option of going custom. You customize your own personal sound signature for the XM3 headphones. Moving on, 360 reality audio setup. So what is 360 reality audio? It's basically this new audio format from Sony that is remastered in a way that individual sounds can be placed in a 360-degree spherical sound field. So it sounds a lot more like you're there at the recording, meaning that music is gonna sound more spacious, more lifelike. And these headphones can be optimized for this type of content, which is what this analyzing your ear shape is all about. But the problem is that this new 360 reality audio format can only be enjoyed on one of three music streaming services. These are Nux.net and Tidal. And you've got to be subscribed to the premium plan to enjoy 360 reality audio. I'm not subscribed, so I don't have to do this 360 reality audio setup thing, but if you are subscribed to any one of these services, the premium plan, then by all means get your ears analyzed and enjoy the full glory of 360 reality audio. Sound quality mode, you've got two options: priority on sound quality and priority on stable connection. Now, I always prefer to have these headphones on priority on sound quality because I like sound, I like good sounds. So having the best possible audio experience is what I always prefer. But if you're always experiencing like signal dropouts with these headphones, maybe in shopping malls or in other crowded places, then I suggest putting it on priority on stable connection. This will switch the headphones to using the least, I would say, bandwidth intensive codec of all, the SBC codec, instead of the more high resolution codecs like AAC, aptX, or aptX HD, or even LDAC. Alright, moving on. DSEE-HX. Now, this is basically an audio upscaler. So if you've got lots of low resolution music files, maybe those 128 kilobytes per second music files downloaded in the early 2000s, then you might want to activate DSEE-HX because it'll upscale that kind of music file to get it to sound more high res. The drawback is that this also has an impact on the headphone's battery life. For me, I would rather leave this switched off to save battery, and also because I don't really listen to low resolution music files anyway. Let's move on to system settings. Change function of NC ambient button. I would rather leave it on ambient sound control, but I know some people would rather use it for a Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa, so be it. Moving on, touch sensor control panel. This is to switch off the control panel of your right ear cup. I would rather leave this switched on because I simply like the idea of having the option to operate my headphones, music controls, and volume controls even without my phone close by. For automatic power off, I prefer to switch this to 3 hours because it's not necessarily the case that when I disconnect my phone from these headphones, it's because I want to stop listening to music and stop using the headphones. Sometimes I just want to, save battery on my phone, yet still continue to use the headphones noise cancelling. Of course, there's this option of not turning off at all, do not turn off, but I'm a pretty forgetful person, so I would rather have the headphones automatically switching off after a period of time, rather than finding out that the headphones is totally empty by the time I want to use it. Okay, let's move on to notification and voice guide. I'm going to leave it on English because Believe it or not, English is my first language. So these are my best custom settings for the Sony WH-1000XM3. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section. Do you think these settings apply to you at all? So let me know in the comment section, and thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please show that you like this video by punching that like button with a vengeance 2020 style, and sharing this video with any of your friends or relatives who own these headphones, the XM3s, because I'm sure that this video will also help them as much as it has helped you. Also, I've got this huge playlist of videos covering Sony headphones and earbuds, which I think you'd find interesting because it's got such a wide variety of videos in there. Videos about how to change the XM3's cushions, how to clean them, reviews and comparisons. So do check it out. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this one from this channel, please subscribe and ring the notifications bell, because this is the only way YouTube will notify you of new content from this channel. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again, bros and sisters, in the next video. If you're a humble person like me, this shirt is a great way to show your friends how humble you really are. And whenever you look in the mirror, to admire yourself of course, it will also help to remind you to always be humble. So guys, this is a pretty fun shirt to wear. You can check it out in the link below. It's available in t-shirt, tank top and hoodie. Your purchase helps keep this channel going, and I appreciate your support, bros.